In the vast realm of cinematic history, few franchises have left an imprint as remarkable as the Planet of the Apes. But today we're not just diving into the visual effects magic that simply brought these apes to life. We're unraveling the secrets behind the franchise's groundbreaking success, a journey that began with a colossal challenge: creating animals so realistic that they resonate with us on a profoundly human level. But why do these apes stand amongst other amazing visual spectacles from the likes of Marvel movies, Transformers, and otherworldly creatures? You see, unlike fantastical creatures or extraterrestrial beings, the apes in the Planet of the Apes franchise demand a different level of precision. Crafting believable animals transcends pixels on our screens. It's about creating life that we already recognise and is already so familiar to us. And so, as we explore the evolution of VFX animals in modern cinema and answer a pivotal question: have we truly mastered the art of recreating animals to be photoreal? And if so, did it all begin with these digital primates of 2011? Setting the standard for not just this franchise, but others involving digital animals. So why did this franchise become a game changer? The answer lies in the emotional strong story arc, the connection it forged with the audience, and its visual believability accepted by us, setting the standard from the very first film and for the subsequent films following. We see this from the evolution of Caesar and the apes throughout the franchise by their subtle expressions, flinches, and other nuanced movements. The intricacies of the remarkable visual effects combined with the performance capture created this amazing visual achievement. But we'll uncover exactly how the artists faced the challenge head on, from the early stages of the design process to the utilisation of the mocap technology. So what exactly is mocap? Picture this: typically high-speed cameras encircle a studio, capturing every nuance of an actor whom is covered with sensors or markers. This data is a digital representation of human movement, breathing life into a CGI character. Optical motion tracking is the high-end go-to for all feature films and game cinematics. It's the apex of puppetry, translating human subtleties into the realm of pixels. Optical motion tracking, while pricier, gives us with exceptional precise data. The meticulous process involves cleaning up and labelling each marker, ensuring a seamless flow from the real-world movements to their virtual counterparts in the 3D realm. Contrary to popular belief, mocap didn't start with Gollum from Lord of the Rings or Jar Jar from the Star Wars franchise. Its first instance of use was in 1985, for a canned food commercial featuring a robotic woman. Reference points were painted on an actress and were meticulously tracked by a computer, giving birth to a rudimentary form of stick figure animation. This unexpectedly began and marked the inception of mocap. Fast forward to the 1990s, where Total Recall was one of the first feature films using mocap in a pivotal scene. This had Arnold Schwarzenegger adorned with 18 reflective markers bursting through a biometric scanner. So when directing the first Ape film, Rupert Wyatt explored various approaches, from using actors in suits to even considering using real apes. But here's what he said and how he approached the idea of the first film.
But I think we wanted the audience to believe in these characters. So we had the option of live apes that we didn't want to use, and then performance capture, which was a technology that was not necessarily foolproof in terms of what we were going to pull off, because it's a first, what we've done, to create humanoid flesh and blood creatures that essentially have a soul, and to do that using computer-generated imagery is really unusual. And certainly Avatar obviously achieved something phenomenal, but they were aliens, and therefore there was a certain heightened reality to them. This, you know what a chimpanzee looks like and how he acts. So we had to get the audience to believe in them, and that's a challenge.
So how does the VFX process start for films like these? Well, the production team identifies a list of VFX studios with a strong track record in character animation and creature design, ensuring they align with the film's vision. Next, it's an invitation of bids and the bidding process itself. Shortlisted studios are invited to submit bids detailing the number and complexity of visual effects shots, their cost and timeline for the actual overall delivery of the show. And finally, selection and negotiation. Filmmakers review these and reward the contract detailing terms, such as the budget, time and delivery. In the case for Rise of the Planet of the Apes, being the first in the franchise, Weta was the chosen vendor after seeing some of their performance capture on other blockbusters such as Lord of the Rings and Avatar. Previs. This is typically done in the pre-production phase of filmmaking, well before principal photography ever begins. It serves as a crucial planning tool for all departments, allowing filmmakers to visualize and refine their creative vision before entering the actual filming process. During Previs, artists can use 3D animation and virtual cinematography to create rough but detailed representations of key sequences, helping filmmakers make informed decisions about shot composition, pacing, and overall visual storytelling. By conducting Previs early in filmmaking, the production team can address potential challenges, plan complex visual effects shots, and ensure a cohesive and well-executed final product. Tracking or match moving is basically the glue that sticks all the CGI into a scene, essentially creating a digital world camera with the exact movement recorded on set. This ensures that any 2D or 3D element introduced into a shot can smoothly follow the same trajectory as the original played footage. There exist various types of camera tracking, such as point, planar, and 3D match moving itself, each vary from shot to shot. While many films benefit from seamless tracking, certain productions present more unique challenges. Films with extensive handheld camera work or erratic movement, exemplified by the intense sequences such in films like Cloverfield, pose daunting tasks for match movers. The unpredictable nature of the camera's motion in such case demands advanced tracking algorithms and meticulous attention to detail to achieve a stabilized track shot, so that when a 3D object is placed into a scene, it doesn't look like it's slipping and sliding around in the actual shot. 3D modeling is the artistry of crafting three-dimensional representations of objects or characters. Typically, the go-to for the VFX industry is using Autodesk's Maya. 3D modeling falls into two main categories: hard surface and organic modeling. Hard surface modeling deals with precise geometric shapes, evident in structures, props, vehicles, and other environmental elements. On the flip side, organic modeling captures the fluidity of living beings, spanning from the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, the Thanos in the Avengers, to the apes within its franchise itself. Digital environment artists. These artists use a range of 2D and 3D techniques, tailoring their approach to the unique demands of each shot and sequence. Because of this, they typically use a combination of software from Adobe's Photoshop, the Foundry's Nuke, and Autodesk's Maya. For example, static shots or scenes with brief appearance, a 2D projected matte painting might suffice. In contrast, more intricate sequences demanding in-depth parallax call for an integration of 3D environmental builds with projections. The Planet of the Apes franchise, we can see a vast range of digital environments, whether crafting the CG Golden Gate Bridge, transforming San Francisco into a luscious vegetated state, or portraying expansive forest mountain landscape. In extensive shots, photogrammetry and LiDAR were instrumental in constructing the war-torn city and the intricate mountainous terrains that we've seen in Dawn and War. Alongside this was forestry. Artists utilised an in-house tool called Totara. This automated tool, driven by rules, mimics the competition among species for sunlight and growth, enhancing environments with realistic pine tree distributions on mountainsides. The dynamic system portrays a century of growth and decay, simulating factors like branch bending under snow or other environmental influences. This is all meticulously specified and controlled by the artist himself to achieve the desired look. Rigging. It's essentially the process of preparing a 3D object, particularly vital in the context of intricate mocap performances for the apes in the cinematic realm. The preparation involves the use of bones and constraints to create a virtual skeleton, providing a framework for animation. In the creative dance of pushing and pulling the 3D model, rigging bestows animators with precise control. Picture rigging as a digital puppetry with strings, defining how a character's joints and limbs articulate in the virtual space. To add layers of complexity, muscle and skin systems come into play, working in a tandem with the rig to automate organic movements, thereby infusing even more realism into the model. Muscle systems. Realism stands as the ultimate goal. The key to achieving this lies in the intricate simulation of these systems. Think of them as a digital framework mirroring the behaviour of real muscles, allowing for dynamic movements akin to those observed in the real world. When applied to digital characters, these virtual muscles flex and contract beneath the surface, creating an added layer of realism, a crucial element in the illusion of lifelike motion. Weta introduced its proprietary muscle system named Tissue, first featuring in the groundbreaking film Avatar. Tissue is an in-house software meticulously crafted to construct a muscle system closely mimicking anatomical correctness. What sets it apart is the revolutionary approach to modelling the dynamics of muscle, tissue, fat and skin. It precisely captures how these components interact, resulting in a significant enhancement in overall realism of characters' motion. Mocap and Animation. So how did these colossal creatures come to life with such convincing motion? Animators begin with a 3D model, equipped with a digital skeleton or rig, precisely dialing in each motion. From walk cycle to intricate details like facial flinch, the animation in the franchise accentuates the importance of intricate details. A balance unfolds between motion capture and traditional animation techniques. Actors wear motion capture suits, translating their physical performance into digital data that informs the apes' movements. Advancements like wireless mocap cameras and HMCs, or head-mounted cameras for facial performance, even taking mocap on location with infrared sensors, marked each film's progress. Filming sometimes took place in the challenging conditions such as the rain and the snow. The ape movement and mannerisms were crucial criteria for the franchise's success. A movement expert with prior experience on Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes in 2001 taught performance actors in the mocap suits how to walk and mimic ape movements. Ironically, this stage on set of the production was dubbed Ape School. Yet the magic extends beyond the stage. So much so that Weta had two animation departments, one for foreground character animation managed by the animators, and the other by Motion Edit, which oversaw midground and massive background characters. However, challenges surfaced notably in emotionally charged scenes like Will bidding farewell to Caesar in the first film, Rise, testing the limits of motion capture data and animators' skills, i.e. with the facial system initially used on King Kong in 2005 and later enhanced in Avatar, played a crucial role in capturing the nuanced expressions, as this scene in particular showed a wide dynamic range of emotional stance from Caesar. In the Ape franchise, Weta Digital implemented its Facet system, providing additional controls to blend mocap data and animations. The character Bad Ape showcased the complexity of the emotional close-up, where artists blended features of the actor's face into the digital puppet of Bad Ape itself. And this showcases an example of the extraordinary skills of the artists involved, especially considering the evolution from the early films with the limited communication to the later ones, featuring a wider range of expression and vocal communication, emphasizing the importance of facial expressions for the believability to be accepted by us, the audience. Texturing. This is how a 3D object interacts with light. It involves the application of a surface, characteristics and details to an object, essentially giving it a material appearance. Artists use texturing to create a diverse range of materials, from metals, plastics, to organic substances like skin or natural elements like stone. The endless shading options available to artists makes texturing a specialised field. Software such as the Foundry's Mari would be used for a project like this. In the context of the Planet of the Apes film franchise, the texturing and shading process of crafting lifelike skin details for the ape characters was a challenge in itself. The texture artists added fine aspects such as wrinkles, pores, and a nuanced coloration to the ape models. To enhance their capabilities and achieve an unprecedented level of accuracy, the team utilised foot and hand molds for reference, capturing intricate details. Additionally, silicone scans of actual ape skin were used as well, providing the artists with a wealth of information to replicate nearly one-to-one exactness on a micro level. The level of detail is so extent in this franchise that from the very start an eye doctor was hired to aid the understanding of the eye anatomy of the apes and the structure of what makes it look real, from the glints, blinking, caustics, light interaction, cornea, the iris, the reflection to the retina. Vast R&D was done into achieving realism in their eyes to help the audience feel like they were looking into a soul, as it was seen as such an important character feature for conveying emotion, especially given the lack of dialogue from the apes in the early part of the franchise. The grooming department at Weta is tasked with crafting for the use of custom tool barbershop or wig, functions like a brush-based modelling tool, seamlessly integrating into Maya. This tool evolves throughout the franchise, addressing challenges like environmental factors, such as the wet fur on the apes and how it all clumps, and also the snow on the apes and how it sits on their fur. This tool allowed artists to intricately manipulate the fur, sculpting each strand for a lifelike appearance. Figaro, another proprietary plugin, handles fur simulation, adding dynamics based on the ape's movement or external forces like the wind. Coupled with effects simulations, it captures subtle details like raindrops or cascading dirt, enhancing realism. And for characters like Maurice, an orangutan, unique features like matted fur required special consideration. This tool allowed precise detailing and for the artist to paint predefined geometry, pieces and lay out every strand of fur or hair. Simulation and particle effects. Simulations represent a visual effects method employed in films, games and motion graphics, enabling the creation of intricate visuals that would be challenging to animate through traditional means. Utilizing simulation techniques grounded in real physics or abnormal physics, depending on the requirement of the show or shot. And particle effects replicate a wide range of phenomena, including destruction, explosion, plasma, smoke, fluid sims, cloth sims, muscle sims, and even dynamic crowds of people. This technique adds a layer of realism and complexity to visual storytelling, pushing the boundaries of what can be achieved in the realm of animation and special effects. Houdini is the software primarily used for any simulation or effects work. Throughout the trilogy and War in particular, the explosion of the ape wall and concrete structure debris was created from the software. As well, Weta introduced Synapse, a sparse volumetric solver, which is great for simulation in effects like water, fire, dust and smoke. Synapse power lies within its distribution data across multiple machines, seamlessly executing simulations across expansive scenes. It's played a predominant role in fluid sims and the vast pyro explosions and to the snowy avalanche that we've seen in the last film War. For large-scale ape scenes or crowd scenes, Weta uses its own tool, Massive. It's a software widely recognised for its use in the blockbuster films like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Massive excels in simulating large groups of movement and behaviour. Artists can preset the artificial intelligence to control the crowd's action, from running to a large-scale battle scene. Even the mocap data can enhance the authenticity by exporting the performers' or animals' movements onto the CG characters within the crowd itself. So, lighting and rendering. In the final stages of the 3D process, the artists meticulously replicate the on-set lighting conditions in the digital world. This is done by capturing location photos and emulating lighting nuances through high dynamic range, or HDR. This ensures a seamless integration of a 3D object or character into the played footage. In larger VFX studios, collaboration between lighting artists and TDs or technical directors tend to lead to the development of crucial software tools such as Sci-Light in this case. So Sci-Light went beyond traditional HDR methods. Sci-Light ensures a more accurate colour representation, working in real-world units of lumens and nits. It adds precision, converting HDR images into a colour space matching the production camera and lights. Once lighting is set up and matched, rendering is next. In turn, this is transforming a 3D model into a 2D image, giving out a variety of different passes to the 2D department, in which they can combine, adjust, finesse, dial it all in the CG character or object. While the first two films predominantly used RenderMan, there is a vast selection of other render engines used throughout the industry, from Arnold, V-Ray, Mandra and Redshift, just to name a few. But War for the Planet of the Apes introduced Manuka, a spectral render with efficiency in speed, detail, noise reduction and volumetric rendering. And also it's accompanied by its live render viewer Gazebo, ensuring a consistent match between image and render. This engine was especially useful in wide crowd shots with the apes and made it a valuable addition to their pipeline, and is still used today for other blockbuster hits like Avatar: The Way of the Water. Compositing. So this is the final stage in the VFX pipeline, and it basically shapes the final image of the shot, involving processes such as clean plate creation to the removal of unwanted elements and the creation of rotomats for characters and objects to be overlaid. Elements from upstream departments such as CG characters, matte paintings are all integrated with the addition of live action footage if required. The aim of the compositor is to seamlessly combine these diverse elements into a cohesive and realistic image, involving the refinement of lighting, colour tones, precise edge work, all ensuring that every element fits into the overall context of the shot. In this case, for the comp department, they are aided with deep compositing for the franchise. So what is deep compositing? Well, it's first used in the global blockbuster Avatar. Unlike traditional compositing, which combines 2D images, deep compositing adds depth information to each pixel as well, providing a more precise portrayal of intricate scenes on location of where these characters or objects lie within a 3D space. In practical terms, deep compositing shines in scenarios involving volumetric elements such as smoke, fog, and explosions. Take for instance a scene with a CG character moving through fog. The depth data allows for control over the character's visibility within the volumetric space. As the character progresses, the depth details enable adjustments to the density of the fog's engulfment. This control ranges from the character being more engulfed further away to becoming more visible to the closer they get to us, contributing to a remarkable authentic shot, saving time without having to re-render 3D elements or volumetrics for the shot. So as we see, each department in this franchise coherently work together from the production stage, with the performers and their mocap information being applied to various stages of the 3D departments to then the 2D, to enhance the final image, resulting in the creation of a final believable shot. Crafting visuals that captivate the audience, ensuring they never once question the authenticity of a scene and are solely immersed within the world story. This shows Weta Digital's legacy in visual effects is a rich tapestry woven not only with global box office hits, but with groundbreaking achievements and technological advancements as an industry powerhouse. Not only did they deliver this Ape franchise, which revolutionized digital creature work, but they were one of the first to create realistic animals from our world to the digital one, followed by other amazing films from other studios like The Life of Pi and The Revenant. They helped successfully generate over 700 million within this trilogy alone. The team at Weta has a history of achievements, from the revolutionary mocap work on Gollum in setting the stage for a new era of character animation. The early success paved the way for subsequent tools, including the development of Avatar's virtual camera system. The Planet of the Apes franchise itself showcased the continuous commitment to pushing the boundaries. The meticulous attention to detail in modelling, animating the ape characters, coupled with the advancements in creature dynamics from one film to the next. Weta's mastery extends beyond these creatures alone, even to the human characters as well, like the photorealistic double of Will Smith in Gemini Man, capturing lifelike facial expressions and movements, marking a significant leap forward in the art of digital human representation. Also, the studio's work on Avengers Endgame showcases their prowess in handling vast, complex visual effects, from intricate character design to awe-inspiring action sequences, including the groundbreaking use of volumetrics to bring scenes to life in ways previously unseen, to much more and many other films. Their relentless pursuit of excellence has made them a trailblazer in the visual effects landscape. Their work exemplifies the seamless integration of artistry and technology, with each project serving as a testament to their ability to redefine the boundaries of what is possible in the realm of digital filmmaking and visual effects. As we eagerly anticipate the next chapter in the Planet of the Apes saga with Kingdom, there is no doubt Weta will once again leave a mark in the cinematic landscape, continuing to shape the future of visual storytelling and the tech that ultimately enhances it.